I just sold all of my Levana NFTs for 88% loss. And I'm going to tell you why. But for starters, welcome to Crypto Saver. So less than 2 months ago, I made a video on Levana. And I liked the idea. They were trying to mix DeFi and gaming together, and they were building both a DeFi platform on Terra, and they were also building out a game on Terra. And there were some NFTs that you can get your hands on if you felt that the gaming side of their company can do very well. And some of those NFTs would have been dragons, eggs, dragon dust, and so forth. Well, after I shot that video, because even in that video, I did say that, hey, listen, once I press stop on this video and it's up, I'm going to go out there and I'll buy myself some eggs. And I did do just that. Well, let's pick up from there. Like, what did I actually own up to today? I had about 3 eggs, 2 rare eggs and 1 common egg. I also owned 4 different Meteor dust. And as we look on the screen, I can show you what I paid for them on the day that I did buy them. I even have it timestamped down to the damn minute if you actually pay attention, right? So the amount of Luna that I spent and the amount of USD per Luna in that exact moment. And overall, I had spent $6,336. That was my total investment. And that took part all in early April. Well, I sold all of those. Every single one of those I sold. And there's a big reason for that. Unfortunately, Levana has taken on a whole bunch of collateral damage from the collapse of Terra. I mean, it's not a surprise to all of us, right? I mean, if you're watching this video, very likely you know that Terra had collapsed early this May. And it's taken down a lot of projects with it. And I truthfully believe, that Levana has a very long road ahead of itself, simply due to the fact that Terra collapsed. So let's think about Levana's roadmap. They were thinking about, this month as a matter of fact, to release their leveraged Luna token, in which case you'll be able to trade a leveraged version of Luna, a 2x Luna token. And they were planning on utilizing Astro as well as Mars to create this product that you can then trade. And obviously the trading fees that would be collected, that would be pushed out to their LVN token holders and so forth. All of that is out the window. More importantly, it's all out the window because even Terra 2.0 will not have UST. And that strategy required leveraging the UST that Mars was lending out. So think about all the money that was spent to develop that specific product. That just goes out the window. That is it. Like, it goes out the window. Now we also got confirmation that Levana plans on going to another chain. Okay, so again, that whole product, you could basically put it in the bin because you have to reconstruct it all over again if you intend to have something similar on a different chain. Now, one of the moderators within Levana's Discord also mentioned that they had about $18 million in their treasury. These are funds meant to build out their gaming side and probably the DeFi side as well. 6 million of that, about 33% of it, was in Luna. And all of it is gone. Just as you lost all your funds in Luna, and as I did, they also lost 1/3 of their development fund due to the crash of Luna. Okay, that sets them back even more so. The moderators even said that they have had to let go of a few developers these past few weeks. So think about it. This is a company that's trying to launch a product next year. They have a lot of things that they have to build out. And not only did they just fire a few people because they can't afford to pay them, they also lost 1/3 of the funds they had to fund this whole project to begin with. And another thing that really stuck out. So for those of you that have kind of been on Terra for at least since last November, when Levana was first introducing itself to the chain, what it did for promotion, it did a Meteor Shower, which is kind of how you donated some Luna to them to get a guarantee of some NFT from them. And maybe you would have received a Meteor, which can crack into an egg, and so forth. So you donate money to receive some sort of Meteor NFT. And if you did take part in that Meteor Shower back then, it actually worked out pretty damn well for you up until May came about, actually, because I mean, whatever you had put down during the Meteor Shower, like 10 Luna, let's say Luna was trading at, $50 a piece. I mean, some of these, eggs that came out of that meteor, they were worth like 100 times more. So you would have made a boatload of money, right? So the Meteor Shower was a success for Levana, and they did use the funds from that Meteor Shower, and they pushed that into the treasury. They intended to use those funds to help further develop the game that they had in mind. Well, now I'm seeing talk that when they head over to a new chain, in order to bring more promotion to their project, to have people excited about it, to have people look and see, wow, look, this team is working on something pretty cool, they may likely do another Meteor Shower there. And what does that sound like? That sounds like dilution. So if you own any sort of Dragon Egg right now, or any NFT from Levana, just know that Levana is at a place right now that they have to raise more money. A lot of venture capitalists did get hurt in this Terra drop. It's not that easy to get liquidity. It's not that easy to go to one of these typical VCs that we've seen that were funding all these Terra projects, to go to them right now and say, hey, listen, we're willing to sell some share of our ownership of tokens for a bit more funding. It's very hard to do that in this environment right now, especially after what happened there. So you have to go to the public market to get that funding. And one way they can do that is through a Meteor Shower. And if they do that, then naturally they have to offer something of value to the people that will be giving them money in that new Meteor Shower. So it's fair to say that there's a very good chance, very good argument to be made, that once that does happen, the value of your Dragon Egg or your nested Dragon Egg or your Meteor or your Dust could go down in value as new JPEGs are being printed, which are also supposed to be somewhat valuable, right? So when I looked at all these hurdles that Levana has to deal with right now moving forward, and I looked at what the NFTs were selling for in the marketplace, and yes, the value of these NFTs have dropped. Every NFT on Terra has dropped in value. I'm sure the same has been said on all the chains. I mean, if you look at the markets, just equity markets, for example, I mean, everything is just in turmoil. Everything is done pretty poorly. Surprisingly enough, and the funny thing is if I had taken all my Luna that I owned up to May 5th and I had placed all of that into the Levana NFTs, and if I decided to sell those NFTs for a loss today, after owning them for whatever, like 3 weeks now, I would have actually come out ahead considerably more than having just held those Luna, right? Because Luna's down like 99.99%, right? From where it was on May 1st, for example, or May 5th, whatever date you want to use. As I look back on my Excel, as I sold all of these, I took about 88% loss, right? So I invested about $6,300 and I walked away $770. Now that is in a stable coin on KuCoin. It's actually in USDT. I should actually swap it out maybe for USDC, but that is in USDT, and that's actually after all the fees, paying fees to Random Earth, selling the NFTs and so forth. So this is like net of fees, everything. So what does that come out to? I kept about 12-13% of my money. Again, still massive loss, of course it is, but actually still way better than had I never done this, right? Going back on topics, when I look at this, personally for me, the risk and reward has drastically changed for Levana. In my first video, I even said that the chances of Levana being successful, and that's back when everything was looking dandy, right? And Terra was doing perfectly fine. Luna was trading great back then. I said even then, Levana has a very slim chance of succeeding, but I was willing to take that bet. Take that bet. But now, with the collateral damage they faced, the fact that they have less money than before, and not only that, a lot of the things that they have developed already, they can't even implement that because they're switching to a new chain. And a lot of things you can't just cross over that easily. The fact that they're contracting team size, that's not good. That's going to slow development. And lastly, the fact that they have to dilute us by raising more money from the public. All of this drastically changes the risk and reward scale at this point. Drastically changes it to the point that I would much rather take what's being offered to me right now in the markets than take the gamble that 2 years from now, something's going to work out great. Because here's the thing, you're not making just one bet here. You're not making the bet that Levana will complete their game, say 2 years from now. You're making the bet that they will complete the game and that the game will be successful. These are two bets that you're making. Very hard bets to meet at this moment, especially if you lack the funding to do so. Now, if someone from the Levana team is watching this video, then I would love for this video to age poorly. I would love for you guys to go out there and 2 years from now, you guys can look back at this video and laugh at me for paper handing my NFTs. I would actually love that, okay? Just personally for me, it doesn't fit my risk and reward profile. It just doesn't. For other people, maybe for some of you guys out there that are watching this video, you're saying, you know what? This does look like a great opportunity for me to buy up some of these NFTs. They're trading for a massive discount, 90% discount to what they were just a few weeks ago. I believe in the team. I believe in the project. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm going to pick some more of them up. Okay, fair. That's fair. I mean, everybody has their own risk and reward profile. And in my case, at this point, slanted way too much to the fact that Levana is going to struggle to survive moving forward. And that is why I sold my Levana NFTs. If you have a different opinion, if you felt that I did paper hand this, I mean, just let me know in the comments. No problem, we'll have a conversation about it. But if you enjoyed this video, if it was just a little bit helpful for some of you, throw me a thumbs up. You can also subscribe for more DeFi content. But other than that, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.